Good morning, friends. Happy Saturday. I am back today. I was hoping to get this video filmed yesterday, but I did not. Willow, the Wonder Dog, my border collie, had a rough day yesterday. So I was dealing with her and trying to get her. She is 11 now. She turned 11 last December. And she is kind of like me. She loves to go until she can't go anymore. And then she has a couple bad days. So yesterday was a bad day, but she's actually out here with me today. She is up and walking. She loves to chase our goats. She chases deer. She went half an acre into the field the other night. And I think she just has overdone it this spring. And I get that. So I am trying to keep her next to me this morning. So I'm sitting out here with her. But I wanted to hop on this morning and get this video done because it's in my brain. And before I hit the gardens again this morning, I wanted to talk about it and yeah, just bring a little information to you guys. So today we're going to be talking about Comfrey. And this is going to be a very basic video. This is not a deep dive, so make sure if you decide to feed your animals Comfrey or grow Comfrey that you're doing your research also. I actually got most of my information from Beth DeClerc from the DeClerc Homestead. I will put a link to her Instagram down below because she has a whole highlight feed on Comfrey. And actually that's where I got my Comfrey starts from. They are doing well, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So I got 8 roots from her, and if you go to her feed or go to her highlight, she talks about how she digs up. She has an established Comfrey patch, and so she sells her roots. So I got some from her, and actually I got kind of the tail end of her original first run of those. And so they were a little bit dried out. She wasn't sure. She said, let me know if they don't work. I'll get you some more. But they're doing well. And actually, they just took a little bit of time. I've got three of mine. And I have drain holes in these. She said to keep them well watered. So I have 3 of them that are looking like this. So I've got full-on plants that I will probably get the bed ready to put in the next few days here on my list of 112 other things that I'm doing. But, and I was going to say that none of these other ones are going to do anything, but I've got, I think, little ones coming in on 4 of the other 5. The one just isn't doing anything, but I'm going to leave them alone because on all of these I've got little starts happening, I think. So I'm going to continue with those, probably get those planted, but I wanted to talk about the benefits of Comfrey and what I'm going to do with it. So I have a Comfrey salve that we use quite often for aches and pains and things like that. So I knew it was good, but then I started researching feed for animals, and it's shocking. So I went through and made a list. Again, this is not extensive. This is a very basic list that I found. So do your own research, but I'm just going to run through this list and then we'll talk about rabbit specific because that's what I do. And yeah, so again, it's good for a salve, which we use it. And I apologize, I am outside. So hopefully the wind and the sprinklers and the wind chimes and the traffic are not too much out here today. But I was sitting out here spinning, so I thought I'd do this video out here because it is beautiful today. And I try to spend as much time outside as I can. So salve is a perfect thing for Comfrey. And it looks like you can make salve and use it on your animals for wounds and cuts and things like that. And it also mentioned being a hot spot treatment. So I am assuming, I did not dig into any recipes or anything like that, but I'm assuming that it would be the same kind of salve that you would make for humans to use on wounds and hot spots for your animals. So that was one of the things. It can be used as a feed supplement, it looks like, in most animals. It is protein and nutrient rich. The protein numbers, I didn't write them down. I don't have internet out this far outside of the house, and I'm using my phone to film, and my laptop, I just made a list. So the protein numbers on it were, I can't remember what the percentage was, but it was amazingly high. It improves milk production in cows. Pigs can eat up to 90% of comfrey in their diets. Poultry can be supplemented up to 50% in their diets. Sheep, goats, horses, chinchilla, and caged birds was on the list of all the animals that can use it. It did not say rabbits on that list. So you've got pigs, poultry, cows, sheep, goats, horses, chinchillas, and caged birds can all eat comfrey. I didn't find anything to do with rabbits in that. So I did a little bit more research and found what it does for rabbits. And that's my main, we do have goats and chickens, so we will be using it for them also. But my main thing is always with rabbits. That's one thing here that if anything were to happen, you know, the zombie apocalypse or whatever, we would not be feed self-sufficient here. We do not have farmland. We just don't have it. I buy all of our hay right now. Could we? Yeah, we could do stuff if we had to, but we're just not there right now. And if anything were to happen, that would be a tough one for us. But this would be one of those things that you definitely want to grow on your property if you can. And so for rabbits, it is a digestive aid, and it can help with wool block, which is awesome because wool block is one of those major things in rabbits that if you have had wool block in your rabbit, it's really hard to bring them back from that, although it can be done. And so this is one of those things you could use to help with that. So if they're not eating and drinking all the normal signs, give them comfrey. And if you can get them to eat it, then that's going to help with those digestive aids and the wool block. It's a high source of vitamin A. It supports their immune system. It is beneficial for pregnant and nursing does. It helps with milk production. It has a calming effect on rabbits, which I could use on a couple of mine. My video yesterday, I talked about, I did a video yesterday talking about, I don't think I put it up yet. I think I did a different one yesterday for Fiber Friday, but talking about how my newer rabbit is a little bit wily out there and trying to get him to learn to be groomed. And so I talked about that. So this might be a perfect addition to getting your rabbits to calm down and sit and things like that while you're grooming them. So the one thing with the rabbits I did find is where, you know, pigs pigs can eat up to 90% in their diet. Chickens are up to 50%. Rabbits are only about 25% of their diet that they can have this comfrey. I didn't deep dive. Again, this is all just very basic touching on this topic. I'm not sure why. I don't know. It did say that it can cause diarrhea and things like that in rabbits, and stomach upset if they have too much. So, but I did find differing opinions as I kind of looked at things. So always do your research, make decisions for yourself. And the other thing that I found, it can be cut and dried for winter feed, which is what we were just talking about. It would be perfect to store up. And from what Beth talks about and the other people that I kind of picked and choose from to do this video, they all said it is very prolific. Within the first, the one guy I saw planted some in the spring, which I'm going to get these 3 planted in the next couple days. And I think within a couple months, he had quite a bit of comfrey growing already. It grows very quickly and it spreads. Aggie's walking past. And then to get them restarted, all Beth gave me again was a chunk of root, like 2 inches long. And it was just a bare root. So she dug up, once you get your plot going, I think she said you have to wait about 2 years, 1 to 2 years, I thought is what she said, in order to get enough where you can start digging up and pulling the roots and chopping them up to use other places. So that's my plans for this. I am going to be planting it between, you guys know where my rabbit colony is outside. Maybe I'll pause this video when I'm done here and go show you where I'm going to put it. But I'm putting it between, I'm going to build a little bed between the chicken and the rabbits and let it spread throughout there. And we'll see how it goes. If it does well, I may put it in a few other key spots here on the property. And so I don't let it go crazy over there. But yeah, it's definitely something to look at to add to your homestead or your farm. If you have animals and want to supplement feed, it looks like it's good for most of the animals to do that with. I did see that it cannot be fed to dogs. It has some kind of a, what was it? Phyto something. And it can cause liver damage. So humans and dogs, no. I'm assuming cats would be the same thing. But yeah, so most of your livestock type animals can eat comfrey to some degree. And some of them a huge degree. I mean, if you fed pigs, that would be a huge plot of comfrey with pigs. But up to 90% to supplement them, it would be a great investment, especially since it is so prolific and easy to grow. So let me pause this. I'll walk you up to the chicken coop in the rabbit area and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. Good morning, ladies. Okay, guys, so this is the rabbit area, which I have said this the last, I don't know, 12 videos. I am getting to this. I did decide to get a new cover for the thing right there, the canopy that the naughty goats jumped into one day when they got into the rabbit barn. I did decide it's nice enough that I am going to replace that cover on it. Right now it's just sitting there to keep it off the grass because we just mowed last night. But I am going to, so I've got the rabbit colony right here, which I hope to start working on. I hope to start working on it in the next few days. I have all the stuff. I just have to start putting down the wire netting that I got. So, and then we'll do the pea stone. And then the chickens are right here. And so I have this whole, I will probably start a patch between the two here, dig it out and start a patch right there to get it started, but that's where I'm planning on putting them. And I may dig out, this is actually all rocks, that's why this is not mowed or anything. There is rocks placed down through here, so the rabbits have a double wall of rocks all through this edge. That's how I keep them from digging out. And obviously they're still digging in, and there's the culprit right there, Raven. But they are living their best life out here right now. Good morning. Are you coming to see everybody? So I am going to make a bed in here and get started on that. And yeah, so that is where it is planning on going, and we'll get the comfrey bed started. And see what happens. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Again, if you have any questions, make sure you do your own research. That was just a very basic touching on who can eat what and how much and all of the things. But it is helpful to know that information, and probably maybe by next year I will have roots to share. I'm not sure if Beth is doing a second, maybe it's her third round of selling the comfrey roots, but again, I'll put her Instagram down below and you could always check with her to see if she has any more. But it is definitely something you would want to add to your yard somewhere. So have a great weekend, have a fantastic Saturday, and I hope you're creating something today. Bye.